GenCon day 2 for me, I guess, since Thursday, Friday. Um, was great. Started the day off with a content creator event with AEG, which was awesome. We got to sit in and see what the upcoming games are for 2022, and also be able to play some games that are not out yet, as well as see some that are coming. So, and they did say, we were able to share the information, which was great. So, obviously, some are already announced. So, like Monsters and Meeples were there. They had Rolling Heights, which looked amazing, by John DeClaire. So, that looked really awesome. Being able to, see how that all worked and, seeing it all out on the board just looked phenomenal. Whirling Witchcraft, which they ran in their big game night Kickstarter earlier this year. Got to play a full game of that. That was awesome. Loved that game. It was super quick. Loved the interaction between players with the cards, and being able to move those 3D cauldrons around the table was just super cool. So that actually might have been my favorite game that I played today. So really, really liked that one. Then they had a new game called the Guild of Merchants and Explorers, if I remember right. So they had a prototype there, looked really great, and it was essentially like you'll see in the pictures and the video I took, or the pictures and videos I took of while I was there. You have like a map with a bunch of hexes. It's like a hex map. Everybody will have the same map, but they'll have like 4 or 5 different maps in the base game. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be flipping these cards, and you're going to be putting cubes out onto your board, and you're trying to create trade routes, and you're going to be building buildings, and you're going to be getting different, you're going to be going for different objectives that are going to be coming out for each game. And you're going to gain these different little special abilities. And so that looked really cool. I really liked the artwork in the game. It was simple, and yet like it looks more complex than what it really is. I feel like it's gonna be a really, really good game. Something I'm super excited about. And then we also got to see, what's coming up in 2022. And so we know, I think they actually announced the first thing they showed us either today or yesterday, which was Smash Up Knights of the Round Table. They also told us they were doing a little mini expansion for Tiny Towns called Tiny Trees. They are doing another big game night, which is going to have 3 games in it. One is called The Old Wallpaper. One is a John DeClaire game called Ready, Set, Bet, which is going to be a horse racing game where you're going to be placing bets on horses. And then they have a mystery game. They didn't tell us what it was, but it was a mystery game. And obviously this is all, subject to change, and everything that we saw with like Rolling Heights, which was the John DeClaire game, was prototype. The Monsters and Meeples that we saw was prototype. The Guild of Merchant Explorers was prototype as well. But another thing I saw on there for upcoming to Kickstarter in 2022 was Dead Reckoning Saga 3. So that's exciting because I backed Dead Reckoning and went all in with that Kickstarter. So it's exciting to see that, AEG is continuously putting in, instead of making a ton of games a year, that they're focusing that effort on the games that they do have, which, makes me excited for games like Whirling Witchcraft, because I had such a blast. I mean, the game usually takes like 30 minutes. Our game was only like maybe 4 or 5 rounds. But it was so fun. And it was nice to be able to connect with some people. I got to meet Grant from Grant Game Rex. I got to connect with some different other content creators. Tom Vassell came in at the end, which was kind of cool. And, he got to take a look at the guild, or I always mess up the name. the Guild of Merchant Explorers. So yeah, so that was the AG event. They gave us a little, swag kind of stuff. They had promos and stuff in it. So that was neat. And then after that, I went and got to enjoy the exhibit hall a little bit more. I actually went and did a little bit of a playthrough or a demo of Steam Up, which is the dim sum feast game that I've been seeing videos of, and got to see a prototype of that. Which I guess when it comes out to Kickstarter, it's only gonna be like a $25 game, at least according to the person I spoke to today. And you got these 3D. It looks really nice. The gameplay is really simple. There's gonna be like 18 different characters that you can play in the game. So yeah, that was really interesting. I'm very interested in being able to see that when that comes to Kickstarter in October. Being able to go around and play. I got to take a look at the game that the Spill that's on Kickstarter right now. So I got to take a little bit of a look at that, see those components, being able to just hear a little bit more about how that works and what that looks like on the board, and seeing it in person. I'm like, man, I really love that box art. I don't know, it just looks so good. So yeah, so got to go around and play some additional games. I finally got to play Red Cathedral a little bit there. I got to I bought one game today, but I know that I'm going to try to get my hands on Whirling Witchcraft tomorrow because I liked it that much. But I got Letter Jam because of a game, because we played it with Nick and Vic and liked it so much, so I had to go and get a copy since they had it for just $20 or whatever. So I was like, I got to go get that. Then I had the Dice Tower live show, which was great. I've been having such a great time at GenCon. It was nice to hear Tom say that he thought, this year might be his favorite year of GenCon ever. And so just to kind of be like, oh, this is a good GenCon, like maybe have that validated since it's my first time going to a board game convention. And so, yeah, so that was really great to be able to go and have that opportunity to see the show. And, Sam Healy came in and, called out Bonacor, which was great. Because Sam Healy's here with Mythic Games, and I think they've been demoing Enchanters, which is really awesome. But yeah, and then I got to go and hang out with Floodgate Games after that, and they got to show us, Vivid. They had Vivid there for demoing and for everybody to see and everything, which was really awesome to actually see and get to touch the pieces and do like a little walkthrough of the game. So that was great. And then they showed us some prototypes of upcoming games, one being Decorum, which is a cooperative game where you are going to be essentially, it's a 2-player game, so you're going to be in a couple and you're going to have this house that you're decorating. So you're going to be able to put different things in each room. You'll be able to paint the room different colors, and the decor that you put in them will be different colors, and each person that is a part of that couple is going to have specific things that they want in those rooms. And using limited communication, you have to try and make sure that both players meet their objectives. So that one was really interesting as well. And then they showed us a really, really early prototype game called Kites, which is a real-time cooperative game where you'll have a deck of cards that are going to have symbols on them, and the symbols and the color of the symbols are going to correlate to, I believe it's 6 different timers. Okay, and the idea is that you are putting on a kite show, and you are trying to make sure that your kites do not fall and hit the ground. So you have to keep the timers flipping so they do not run out of time. And there's a wind time, but you're going really fast. You have a hand of 4 cards, if I remember right. You play one, you flip them over, and then you draw a new one. So sometimes it might have just one symbol, or it might have 2 symbols on your card to indicate which ones you need to flip over. And then there are these storm cards. And so if you get a storm card, you want to call it out so that when it comes back around to your turn, when you have a storm card, you have to flip all of the dials. Okay. So everybody knows, hey, we need to look alive, like which one that he's going to flip. Are we going to have to flip it back right away? And so, and you have to go through this whole deck of cards in order to successfully win the game. And I would say, just in prototype form, it's actually a real time game that I actually enjoy. I'm not one that likes real time games. I'm not a big fan of Pendulum. I'm not a big fan of Fuse. I'm not a big fan of these real time games. Like even Kitchen Rush isn't something that is in my wheelhouse. But this is one where I could be like, I could get behind this, This is one where I'd be like, oh, let's try it again. Oh, let's try, something I'd actually want to keep trying to do and not really feel too frustrated about it. And then after that, just going around and trying to play some games, get to see some different things, which was awesome. That's pretty much day 2 of GenCon. I tried to take as many videos and pictures that I could just to kind of show off some stuff, but it was a really exciting day to just be able to network and kind of connect with people, being a first time in at a convention, and even as a content creator, just kind of finding out, how everything works. I will say the one thing that's interesting that I didn't really know how I wanted to handle was the gaming portion of GenCon. So like the exhibit hall is great, right? Being able to connect with people. And maybe I just don't know, and this will be something I'll just have to learn in the future. But so open gaming, they have where you have a cone on the table if you need players, and then you have a cone with a checkered flag in the cone if you need someone to teach you how to play a game, right? And they recommend that you go on the Discord and use the looking for group indie chat group in order to kind of find a group. And so I was hanging out in the open gaming area, just kind of looking around, and to be honest, there were like hardly any cones out. I felt like there was like no cones that were out. If they were out, they were on the floor. People were playing them. It was like people that had brought their games, but they also, they had their own people there to kind of play with, so they weren't really looking for someone to teach them, or they weren't really looking for somebody to game with. And so it was, I was like, okay, you know what, I'll wait around. So I'd sit at a table, kind of wait and see, because I had bought Letter Jam, and I was like, okay, maybe I should play it, and maybe I should have just pulled it out and tried to get a group going and playing Letter Jam. I'm going to try again tomorrow, but I was there for 2.5 hours, so I was like, I want to try some different games, and games that I don't have to go out and buy and spend hundreds of dollars in order to play. And I thought it would be a little bit easier in the open gaming, and it wasn't necessarily the case. And also it was I get why they have events, because obviously, you can't expect people that are running these games to be out there all hours of the night. But man, I really wish I could have just been able to play some of the newer games and then go and buy them. If I wanted, but there are events, so you had to buy tickets to play a game. And so, but I don't really, I guess I need to look more into the events part, because to me, I don't get that, what happens in the event. You just buy a ticket, go to the table where that event is, and you're just playing, whatever game it is, So I saw some Stop Thief, and maybe they have different times. I didn't know when events were happening or what time, and maybe I'm missing a part of it. And this is going to be a learning experience, with it being my first board game convention and understanding. But I felt like it was difficult to get into actually gaming at a gaming convention, because if you want to go to the game library, you can, but you have to pay for the time that you're in there. And it's okay, with me being someone who is at your first game convention, you are on, I came here by myself, I'm not here with other groups of people. I don't know anybody else that's come to the convention. And even looking at the looking for group in the Discord, I didn't feel like they were really, I'm not a role player game, and a gamer. And so I wasn't gonna like try to jump into a game of D&D. I was looking for just like some tabletop game, like board game kind of stuff. And I thought it would have been easier just going to the open gaming, and I don't know if it was just tonight or, I'll try to be more assertive next time, but it was, it was interesting because I was like, I don't want to go up and pay in the gaming library because I'm also here by myself. So if I go in there, pay to play a game, put a game out, I put it out, I have to learn it, and it's like, then you got to find people, and it's like by the time I even get the game, I could, I might have to spend who knows how long or how much money just to be able to stay there in order to get one game played. Or, and if I post it in the looking for group, then I got to expect other people to come and pay to play with me if I'm going to the gaming library. So I don't know. It just felt weird. I don't know, like how that is, and usually I'm very easy to just talk to somebody, all day. Even when I was like teaching yesterday, it was just easy to have a conversation, being able to engage and socialize. But this was the first time when I was here, and I tried for a couple hours, like 2.5 hours, just kind of waiting and seeing, maybe more people would come in and have a cone. But it was just kind of like groups of people would come in, they'd sit down and they'd play their games and everything, which was great to see people gaming and socializing. But like, man, I wish I could have played Aliens from Ravensburger, or maybe I wanted to play, whatever. I'm just, whatever it is. But it was like, if I just wanted to play a game, I had to pay to play it. So I guess with me being new, I just had to try to find maybe a better understanding of how the events work and how the open gaming seems pretty straightforward. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to figure out some more information tomorrow. Try to be more assertive tomorrow. But yeah, that was the only thing I was like, am I doing something wrong? Maybe I don't understand how this is supposed to work. Yeah, I don't know. That was my take on it. So yeah, day 2 overall I thought was good. I think I got to see a lot of really great stuff. Throughout this convention, I've seen a ton of people, met some designers, ran into some other content creators. It was cool to see Tom Vassell. It was cool to go to the Dice Tower live show. It was really awesome to see, people from Man vs. Meeple, everybody. And even meet people I didn't even know existed as content creators. And, also try to explain that I was a content creator because not that many people know who we are. And so, yeah, just trying to connect, and it was great. So I'm excited for tomorrow. Not too many things are planned, but I am excited to, have a day of gaming and be a little bit more assertive maybe with the open gaming and everything and see how that goes. Yeah, and tomorrow I'm meeting with Funko Games, so that'll be interesting. I heard from another content creator that I got a chance to talk to today of some of their stuff that they have that's coming up, so I'm excited to see what happens, or what they show me, and how that whole process works out. But yeah, this is running a little long, so I'm going to go ahead and end it, but just wanted to kind of give you a full cap of how today went. And tomorrow I'm hoping to just get a lot of gaming in, so that's my hope. So yeah, so we will check in again tomorrow for GenCon Day